I figured I'd do a video on changing the oil in differentials and transfer case, because recently I was at the Jeep dealer here in town, and the Gladiator was just getting a free oil change. So I figured I would ask them how much, and they said it was $199 an axle. And it's not like I don't know how to do this, but I didn't know how much it was going to cost, and I actually think that's kind of funny because it doesn't take a whole lot of knowledge, skill, or tools to do this. It's not like the old days where we had to drop the cover and replace the gasket. Today we have a drain hole where we used to just have to take the cover off and let it splash all over. And here's your drain plug, and here's your fill plug. Of course, this is my front axle. I'm going to do that first. I had my rear axle was replaced under warranty because of the locker. I think it was the locker sensor that went out, and at the time Dana just decided to change the whole rear end, so I got new brakes, new everything when they replaced it. And that was only roughly 15,000 miles ago, and I've changed the oil in this differential before. I changed them at right around 15. So just so you know, if you use your Jeep, it's probably good to do it every 30,000 miles. I did the initial one at 15 just because I don't know, I felt better doing it that way. That's all I can say. So I already have loosened these. You just need a 3/8 socket. They fit right in there. And just pull out the drain. Actually, it's not that dirty, which is cool. The first time it was black. And you could pull the fill out because that'll get you so it'll drain faster. And I'm going to let that go for a little while. All right. I'm going to I just use 75/90 as long as it's a full synthetic. And this time, I think these little bags are cool, especially in the front because of the sway bar, because it's a pain in the butt to put oil back in there. And I'm going to use a pump for my transfer case, but I don't know. I thought these bags were kind of cool, so I figured I'd give them a shot. Here on the back now, I forgot to hit the button when I filled the front, so I'll show you filling on the front. But on the rear here is the fill. And if you look, I'll get around. On the left side, here is the drain. Instead of being on the bottom like the front is, the drain's over here. So I'm going to drain this one, and then I'll fill this one. I mean, it's the same process. As a matter of fact, just so you know, the little bags were better on the front because the sway bar is in the way. About drain plugs. Now, when you pull this drain plug out, the bottom of the drain plug has a magnet on it. And I forgot to mention that you're going to have metal shavings on there. You should have metal shavings, not chunks. There should be small metal shavings that come out of your rear end because of the gears. And, you know, just make sure you clean it off. I already cleaned this one off, but I realized I didn't say anything to anybody, so there you go. All right, my rear end is pretty well been dripping for probably 20 minutes, and Chris just got home, so I was talking to her for a little while, and I already put some sealant on this one. So put the drain back in. Hold on a sec. Hopefully that's not too bad because there was grease on there. I'll clean that off. That makes things interesting. Let's see. Yeah, it looks good. Make sure that's still lined up. There we go. All right, this is the one that the front takes on the Rubicon because the other Jeeps have the Dana 30. On the Dana 44 front, it takes like 2.18 pints, which I don't know why they tell you in pints when I've never seen pints of 90 weight, but however, 2.18 pints ends up coming out to 1 and a little bit out of the second quart, so this is the remainder. And the rear takes a little over 3 pints, so this should, you know, it should be part of the next one, and then we'll be good. Yeah, these bags work really nice. I probably should have kept the drain pan under here, but you know, that's what good old brake cleaner's for cleaning up the floor after you get oil all over it. Yeah, I really like these little bags. Boy, it's better than trying to get them hard plastic ones in there. And put the lid back on it. Of course, when you get these 90 weights, you have to cut the tip. Just use a pair of dikes. Cut the tip off. And since this is the second one, I don't know how much I actually take the drain pan under there, because you just fill this up till it runs out the fill hole. That's how you how you know how much to put in. So just ease it in there by squeezing a little bit. There we go. And it's starting to run out. Make sure. Okay, it's running even more, so that's pretty good there. And I've probably got pretty close to half of one left. And where is the fill? There's the fill. And just put the cap back in. All right, we're on to the transfer case here. Now, I already took my skid plate off because I didn't know how this was going to go. Because, you know, with mud and everything, you don't know how this is going to come off. But that's the skid plate. That goes under your transfer case. Here's the drain. And here's the fill. Of course, the drain takes a big Allen. Now, this transfer case, there's two small ones you have to loosen here that are 13 millimeter. Now, the other 4 are 18s, and they're here and here, and the same on the other side. And mine came out really easy, which is pretty cool that they came out easy. So that is how you access to change the fluid on your transfer case. Now, you're supposed to use ATF plus 4, which is what Chrysler uses in their transfer cases. It's supposed to be around 2 quarts. Now, I bought a pump and 2 quarts of AT4, so we're gonna drain this here in a second. All right, well, hopefully this comes out good, because I really can't. There, we should be good. I got my drain pan. And a whole bunch of mud came out of there. When I pulled that case off, I'm gonna pull my drain out so it's got some airflow so it can flow out pretty good. Shit. All right, now. And I kind of figured mine was pretty dirty. And I'm surprised, but there's no magnet on the bottom of this, on the drain. But that's still red, as you can see on my hand, so it's not too awful bad. I've got 45,000 roughly miles on mine, and I'm changing my transfer case because I feel better doing it. I think, and I could be wrong, but I've looked like 3 or 4 times, so you see a lot of conflicting stuff. I want to say 60 or 80 was when they wanted you to change it, but I'm kind of change fluid junkie, because you end up saving yourself in the long run if you just change everything. So I'll be back in a little bit. I'm going to let this drain for about 15 minutes. All right. Been letting this drain for a few minutes. Going to reinstall the drain plug. Just put it in there Superman tight and you'll be all right. All right, get that drain pan out of the way. Now, transmission fluid. And let's see how this pump from Harbor, or not Harbor Freight, from Northern Tool works. I went and got this pump because it was a whopping $9, and it's supposed to work, and yes it does. Now this is just like your differentials. You just fill this up to the filler hole. All right, 2 does do it, and right at 2. You can see it's dripping out, so I'm gonna let that drip the rest of the way out, and then I'll put the plug in. All right. Clean off my plug. Just tighten your plug. Doesn't have to be so tight you can't ever get it out. Make sure the bottom one, I know I tightened it, but, and then just check them later on when you're going down the road. These 2 bolts you just loosen as they slide right in like that, and then one goes in. Oh, I bet your camera didn't even see that. My big head was in the way. One goes in here, and one goes in there. Another one in here. This was actually easier to take off than I anticipated. I saw someone else that did a video on doing this, and they put a piece of plastic, like half of a oil jug, up in here, used an extension, drained it so it went into the pan. I decided I was just going to pull it off, so I did my best to do this without making a mess. So once it's on, button them up. And then tighten those up and get covered with dirt. And I don't know how much anybody would have charged to do this. I only checked on the differentials, and when I heard $199 per diff, you know, I don't mind doing stuff by myself. Matter of fact, I actually enjoy it if the weather's nice. I don't like doing stuff in the cold outside or in the garage, but still, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Save pennies where you can save pennies. So it's not technical, it's not hard to do. And if anybody has any questions or answers, just put them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Take care.